dark. 14.2.1.5. Basically we're in an area that has no light, and FSD is working just fine. I mean, look around, it's a country road. So adaptive headlights turned the matrix headlights to full to compensate for a camera light. Full self-driving. Shit's pretty cool. Gotta lie. Can't lie. Shit works too. It's not perfect, but it works really well. Like 90, I'd say over 95% of the time. Maybe even higher. There's basically zero street lighting right now, none. It's only my car's headlights that are guiding the car. That's pretty fucking wild. Unprotected left. So it's not. It asked me to touch the steering wheel because I had the camera blocking my face. So it said FSD hands-free mode off, and now it turned back on.
You're way too beautiful, girl. That's why it'll never work. You have me suicidal, suicidal. When you say it's over, damn all these beautiful girls. They only wanna do you dirt. They'll have you suicidal, suicidal. When they say it's over. See, it started at the park, used to chill after dark. Ooh, when you took my heart, that's when we fell apart. Cause we both thought that love lasts forever, lasts forever. They say we're too young to get ourselves sprung. Ooh, we didn't care, we made it very clear. And they also said that we couldn't last together, last together. See, it's very divine, you're one of a kind, but you mash up my mind. You are thinking decline, oh Lord. My baby is driving me crazy. You're way too beautiful, girl. That's why it'll never work. You have me suicidal, suicidal. When you say it's over, damn all these beautiful girls. They only wanna do you dirt. They'll have you suicidal, suicidal. When they say it's over. It was back in '99, watching movies all the time. Ooh, and I went away for doing my first crime. And I never thought that we was gonna see each other, see each other. And then I came out, mommy moved me down south. Ooh, I ain't with my girl who I thought was my world. It came out to be that she wasn't the girl for me, girl for me. See, it's very divine, you're one of a kind, but you mash up my mind. You are thinking decline, oh Lord. My baby is driving me crazy. You're way too beautiful, girl. That's why it'll never work. You have me suicidal, suicidal. When you say it's over, damn all these beautiful girls. They only wanna do you dirt. They'll have you suicidal.
Damn, look at that lane change action. That was quick.
When they say it's over. Now we're fussing and now we're fighting. Please tell me why I'm feeling slighted, and I don't know how to make it better, make it better. You're dating other guys, you're telling me lies. Oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing with my eyes. I'm losing my mind, and I don't think it's clever. Think it's clever. You're way too beautiful, girl. That's why it'll never work. You have me suicidal, suicidal. When you say it's over, damn all these beautiful girls. They only wanna do you dirt. They'll have you suicidal, 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 suicidal.
I gotta say, so today I drove from Modesto to Stockton during the day. I think it was like 4 o'clock when I left the supercharger. And, it went on 99, if you guys are familiar with California. And it did everything fine. I took it straight to the destination, downtown Stockton. I had some business out there. And, it did the entire thing from the point I started all the way to the parking. I parked the car myself because there's a parking garage, and you know how FSD hasn't perfected parking garage, and there were valets there too. So I kind of had to go where the valet was directing me, and so I had to park it myself. But apart from that, it's been pretty much 100% FSD with a 14.2.1.5, which I got last night. And today, unfortunately, I didn't hook up my Insta360 X5 just because I kind of forgot. FSD is not always in the back of my mind. I don't really do this for money or for views or for influence. I just do it because I enjoy it. And once again, I have my Galaxy Fold 7 as my camera, so which is pretty decent anyway. I think it takes just as good videos, if not better, than Insta anyway. But it's not camera mounted. I'm using my hand, and my hands are getting tired. But anyway, this has been a good example of FSD in low light. I mean, as you guys saw, the last 10 miles or so, it's been completely dark. I mean, there's no street lights anywhere. If you look around, nothing. I mean, now there's opposing traffic and lights, but when I was driving, it was complete pitch darkness on that country road. And the car reacted by shifting the matrix headlights to full, right? And you guys saw that. And the cameras operated just fine. Now, I know there's a debate going on about LiDAR. I'm one of those people that does believe in LiDAR and radar, not necessarily as primary drivers of FSD, but I think they're good backup systems to have in case there's situations where the cameras become degraded. Now, we were in complete darkness right there, but then it wasn't compounded by, say, fog or something, right? Or maybe, super heavy rain or hail or snow or something. I mean, I live in California. We really don't get, we get rain now, but I mean, we don't necessarily get any snow, at least where I live. So, in other states, it may behave differently. I don't know. And I think in those very small edge cases, there's a place for radar and LiDAR, in my opinion, which would make the cars safer than a human could be. Because I know the argument is, well, if a human could drive a car, then why can't your cameras? Well, I want the car to be better than I can drive, better than I can see. And I would feel more comfortable if, radar and LiDAR was present. Now, this is no knock on FSD. I know I criticize Tesla a lot, but FSD, I mean, if I'm going to be straight, it's an amazing piece of technology. What Tesla's done with vision only has been fantastic. I really do wish they would budge on radar and LiDAR just as a secondary thing that's not even active while FSD's on 99% of the time, but just to have it in case they need it, a secondary backup. But I mean, Tesla feels like they don't need it. We'll see if they're right in the end or not, but in my opinion, maybe they should budge and add it to the future cars. Not necessarily as a primary, but I mean, maybe it complicates their model and they feel it's not necessary. Who knows? That's just my opinion. I'm not an engineer. I mean, I'm a techie. I read up on tech a lot, but my field's completely different than engineering. So anyhow, look, it's taken a perfect right. I'm actually headed to a fast food place. So yeah, we're back in the city. It's heading to the fast food place. It'll probably pull in there. Once we get to the drive-thru, I'm just going to take over, and then I'll end the video there. I wish I would have recorded it when I was on the highway in the evening. Unfortunately, I forgot to do it. I was just so busy with work, and I had to take a phone call, and you guys know how it goes. So business comes first. Anyhow, yeah. So FSD 14.2.1.5. It doesn't feel too different than 14.2.1. I don't know, that one left that I saw in my previous videos where it didn't want to go left. I haven't had a chance to test that yet. Maybe I'll get around to it tomorrow. But as far as every other turn I've done, whether in Stockton or over here in the Modesto area, I haven't run into any issues yet with it. Lane change hesitancy, it's not as good as 14.1.4 was, I'll be honest. Like 14.1.4 was fucking awesome. At least the way it handled itself on the highway, Jesus Christ, it was impressive. Because it was like taking aggressive turns, I wasn't afraid to do it, and the margin of error was smaller than it is now. Now I feel they added like a buffer of cautiousness where they don't want it to take unprotected, say, lefts unless it has a certain buffer room of space between cars, right? Whereas 14.1.4 would have taken the turn even on a smaller buffer, maybe because they want to please NHTSA and the European Union. I know the Europeans have been giving Tesla a hard time, so maybe they're trying to please them and get approval, and they kind of have to, like, tighten the safety a little bit and just make it more safe and more, I want to say, less aggressive is the word I guess I'm looking for. They want to make it less aggressive so the Europeans are pleased. Unfortunately, I guess that's impacting us in the US too. That's my guess. I'm not confirming anything, but if I had a guess, that's why they kind of toned down FSDs, the way it behaves and how aggressive it was, because of Europe. I honestly wish, like they did for China, and that's because of the Chinese laws, that they would bifurcate FSD. Have one for Europe, have one for North America, have one for Australia. Maybe that's too costly and too difficult to train multiple models, and that's why they're not doing it. But in an ideal world, that's the way it would be. Hell, ideally, FSD would be built per model, like for one for a Model 3, one for a Model 3 Performance, one for, you know, maybe not necessarily model, but base it on your car tire size. Like it, and maybe it already does, I don't know. But it should analyze, like, okay, what kind of wheels does the car have? So it looks at it, and it sees, okay, these are Model 3 Performance tires. So when I see bumpers, I'm going to slow down even more and be more cautious. That sort of thing, you know? Or if I see potholes, I'm going to be more aggressive in avoiding them. Versus, say, it sees gigantic wheels on a Cybertruck, and it just says, who gives a fuck? Cybertruck can take it, right? I do think they should do that. And then I think regionally wise, they should have region tuning. Like, you know, if you're in a state that has a ton of snow, or up north somewhere in Canada, they should tune more for icy weather. So, and maybe they already do. I don't know. In my opinion, I just think they should optimize for regions as well. Like, I'm in California. I'm not going to leave California. So, hell, give me more speed. You know, give me more aggressive driving, because we have dry land here. Same thing like in Arizona, you know, for example. So, I don't interact with Tesla. They don't interact with me. So I have no way of asking them, you know, what kind of profiles or how they train their FSE. Maybe somebody else. And I haven't really seen any influencers ask that question either, which is kind of strange. You'd think they would ask them, but they haven't. At least as far as I'm aware. Anyway, we're almost here at the destination for the restaurant. It's gonna turn in right here. Should be turning in right up here now. There we go. Some guy flashed his lights at me, I think, earlier, because he thought I was like not paying attention on my phone. He didn't realize the car was driving itself. So it's turning into the parking lot right here. I would have gone further ahead, but it wants to turn right here. I mean, so far so good. It's taking me right up to it. And I have it for curbside, so it's just gonna park. It'll probably just like stop right here. Yeah. Actually, it turned left a little too early, but that's fine. We're close enough. And I think it's just gonna stop right here now. So the restaurant's right there, but it stopped a little over, so I gotta take over. All right, so that's the end of the video. 14.2.1.5. So far I had shit. Let me just show you guys if I can go to autopilot. There you go. 85%. All right. So I use FSD more and more every day. All right. Catch you guys in the next one.